Morning, morning, morning. It's a Sunday morning, man. We are here chilling on this Sunday morning. Just relaxing. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody out there. All the truck drivers, everybody out there, man. Shout out to everybody that's working right now. Everybody that's home, relaxing. All the over the road guys. Shout out to you guys. Hope everybody doing good. Just staying blessed. You know what I mean? Shout out to all the food service drivers that out there. It's what we do. You know what I mean? US Food, Cisco, Cheney, all the food service drivers, man. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? Food service drivers work hard, man. We all work hard. You know, this morning I was at I went to a Waffle House, right? And I was there. Sometimes what we do as truck driver amazes me, right? Of how we maneuver. I was at a Waffle House and I was looking, and the first thing I was thinking about, I was like, how does that driver get his truck inside this small space? I was thinking about what time do he deliver. All that stuff was going through my mind as a truck driver, right? We work hard out here, man. And I know we work hard. Shout out to all the drivers that's working hard. Continue to do what you're doing. You know what I mean? We work hard. As far as food service go, I think I'm mentally done with food service. You know, maybe I'll be singing a different tune next month or the month after that. But as for right now, I'm like mentally checked out. You know what I mean? Because it's like when we working in food service, you're not just there's so much that we gotta deal with, so much that we gotta manage, right? And the level of appreciation is coming heavily from the customer side more than anything else, believe it or not. And I appreciate the customers for that. You know? It's like when you work in food service, right? One of the most, believe it or not, like if you go to work and just do a good job, the most peacefulest thing is when you're actually out there working, talking to the customer, delivering, right? And when you come back to the DC or the warehouse, the office, or whatever, that's where you get the unnecessary fight. That's where you get the unnecessary stress. That's where you get the unnecessary mess. at the office, on the phones, on the computer devices. You get more fight from your own peoples that you're supposed to be working with than anything else in food service. And it's so sad. And me here sitting talking about it's not going to do any justice. I'm just talking. Like, it ain't going to help nothing. Nothing's going to change. You know what I mean? One of the things I experienced in food service is like, well, let me give you a little story about me. I don't complain. I'm not a complainer. Like, be honest with you, like if I see a load gotta piss me off so bad for me to go and complain about it, because one of the reasons I don't complain, because it's like wasting your breath. It never get fixed. Never. Right? I don't complain. But when it comes to drivers, man, it's like any little thing we do, we're under scrutiny. But I ain't never gonna complain, yo. I was talking to one of my co-drivers the other day, and he told me, he was like, he's not gonna let anybody let him leave his job. And I like the way he look at things. I look at it like that too, to a certain extent. To a certain extent, because I don't want to be around a bunch of, and I don't want to be around a stress pool. I don't like stressing. That's why I keep to myself. I don't like getting upset. That's why I don't deal with too much people. I don't like getting angry. That's why I stay away from people. That's why I try to do my job at the best of my ability. But I understand where he's coming from, right? I do understand where he's coming from, though. Let me tell y'all, sometimes I think about food service companies, right? And people always ask me, yo, what's the best company to work for? Back in the days, I used to answer this question easily. Back in the days, I used to have a list to give to people. But honestly, man, now these days, as I got more wise, as I talk to more people in the industry, somebody asked me that question, I can honestly say, I don't know. I don't. You know what I mean? Because all these companies are good. It's all about who's running the current situation at the time being. For instance, when I was at US Food, it was a good company. It is a good company. But we had managers coming in and out, in and out, in and out. Every time somebody new come, they bring changes. Most of the changes that these people bring always seem like is fighting against the drivers. Like this is what I always wonder, right? Don't like if you're a supervisor person, right? Don't you realize that you need drivers to drive the truck? That's why it's called a trucking company. You need drivers to operate the machine. So sometimes I just sit back and I shake my head and I ask myself, like, why do some people create like a hostile environment? I don't get it, man. Is it? I be asking myself, is it really the devil or is it just like I know it's not coming from God. Sometimes I wonder where is it coming from? We're not the enemy. You know what I mean? And even though like I want to go back and become an owner operator one day, like it's still gonna be some challenges that we gotta deal with or I gotta deal with as far as finding loads, finding customers, getting my own customers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's always gonna be challenging in life. That's why I don't complain, man. I just hold my head down and just go do what I gotta do. Now, will I be go back in and being an owner operator tomorrow? No, not possible. Next week? No, it's not possible. Next year? Who knows? But at the end of the day, that's my goal, man, because I just don't want to fight a fight that I can't win. You know what I mean? I talked to a lot of drivers, man, and a lot of drivers they're stressed out with doing this type of work because the work is not an issue. The real issue is us trying to figure out like what's the issue. I know plenty of drivers, man. One of the most thing that drivers I hear drivers complaining about is they don't have nobody to talk to, like vent to. Cause to be honest with you, like drivers, they don't trust like anybody to go and talk to. When I say anybody, I'm even their own co-drivers. They don't trust anybody. So what? They keep everything inside. And some of these drivers, they're walking around like a ticking time bomb. Now, last year, I called out 2 times for the whole year, yo. 2 times, right? I think we get 5 call outs where we get paid for 5 sick days. So I gave away 3 sick days without getting paid for it because the hours don't roll over, right? Now this week, I made one mistake, yo. I made a mistake. I forgot to do something one day out the whole week. And this supervisor, I hope God bless him, man, because he need God more than he think. The supervisor told me straight up that he gonna take my bonus for the whole week. And right then and there, when he told me, I just stared at him in his eyes. I closed my eyes for a second because a lot was going through my mind, and I just shook my head. I know the rules is the rules. The rules is the rules, but it just kind of feel like it don't feel right when you know in your heart you go and you try to do what you're supposed to do. You do what you're supposed to do. What's going on? What's going on, Dirty? You do what you're supposed to do every day. You really do what you're supposed to do, man. And I don't take no type of pride in losing money. I don't go to work to lose money. I take pride in my job, so I take pride in getting paid. I don't care what nobody say. Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of y'all out there. And I'm not complaining, I'm just talking, I'm just venting. That's why I got my YouTube channel. See, the beauty of YouTube, like I can turn on my YouTube and vent. Cause YouTube is gonna listen to me. They ain't got no choice but to listen. It ain't gonna tell me to shut up, right? I don't got no problem with nobody. This is what I got a problem with, right? I got a problem with a bunch of people that get paid salary. That's on salary. They're gonna get paid anyway. But if I have an issue about my pay, I'm not supposed to feel any type of way. I'm supposed to be all golly. Respectfully, that's hypocritical. But it's all good. Cause a lot of people, man, all different type of jobs, like wherever, like company, name it. Some of the most successful managers in these trucking companies are guys that used to do the job and vice versa. Some of the worst managers are guys that used to do the job. You know what I mean? Some of these guys, they can't even tell who's their good drivers. They don't know. You know what I mean? But we're not complaining, man. We're just maintaining, man. You know what I mean? They don't know. I mean, you got some drivers, man. They got to call out once a month. I'm not bashing them. That's their right. They do what they want. You got some drivers, man. Like Customers always calling in on them. I'm not bashing them like nobody's perfect. You got some drivers that come to work late. I'm not bashing them. Maybe they had a date. You got some drivers, they're just slow. I'm not bashing them. I'm just being honest. You got some drivers, they're never in uniform. They just wear whatever. I'm not bashing them. I'm just telling the truth. But then you have some drivers, man, that try to be like on point every day. And drivers like us have the most issues and the most fight. And I don't understand why. I really don't, man. Shout out to Dirty Broke, man. He worked for a company that he's always in a good mood every time I watch one of his vi- video, his shorts. Always. And there's companies out there like that. And one thing I want to warn some of you drivers out there, yeah, I influence a lot of people to come in food service. If you want to be like that, if you want to be in a good mood every single day, don't come this way. It's a lot we got to deal with. I'm just being honest. We come in, we gotta deal, we gotta do our pre and post trip, we gotta get our equipment, we gotta make sure our paperwork is right. We gotta check the load, we gotta make sure the load is not loaded backwards. We gotta make sure the freezer is working, the cooler is working. We gotta make sure ain't nothing ain't no chemical leaking. We gotta make sure it's not too much hazmat in the truck. A lot of drivers don't even know that. We gotta make sure the produce is good, it's covered, the pallet's covered, everything's strapped down. We gotta do, you know what I'm saying? We gotta make sure the if there's no fuel in the reefer, we gotta make sure we got enough fuel. You gotta check your tires. That's part of your preacher. We gotta check the lights. And we gotta deal with the customers. We gotta deal with the management. We gotta get to the stores on time. We gotta manage the time windows. We deal with a lot in food service, man. A lot. And some of the reasons talk to the young drivers for a second. Some of the reason why some of us deal with it and put up with it is because when it comes to the trucking industry, we just live in the wrong part of the United States, plain and simple. We don't have choices. We don't have as much choices as other people in other states, cities. We just don't. Oh yeah, I know those customers, boy. Those customers, man. Oh man. And the worst part about it is when they get used to you. When they get used to you, they think they can talk to you any type of way. So plain and simple, I'm talking to the young drivers, man. Like, don't be scared to relocate. If you don't got no money, go to your parents and tell them, like, let them know your plan. Like, I really enjoy this trucking thing, and I'm thinking about moving to Wyoming. I'm just throwing that out. I don't know if it's any jobs in Wyoming, but just tell them you want to move to Iowa because there's better opportunities up there for you. You know, get some money, get a little head start, get yourself a little apartment, or if you can buy a condo, whatever you could, and go start your career. Don't be like some of us that's stuck in these cities where it's like two jobs and they're always full. Don't be like me talking about going to own an operator, knowing damn well I'm not gonna do that because you guys know that I ain't gonna do that. I'm just talking crap right now, right? But I need you guys to have create more options for yourself. Y'all don't got a family yet. Y'all can get up and move. Y'all got choices. I can move, but it's just a lot more for somebody that's established, wife and kids, or stuff like that. You got one kid in school, one kid on the verge of getting out, going to college. It's just different, right? It's easier for a young man, CDL, no kids, no woman. Leave, relocate. Look, what's going on? Relocate. Go to a place where better opportunities. Don't come to Florida if trucking is what you want to do. Some of us that got good jobs in Florida, I don't care what nobody say, it's a lot of luck. And most of us that got the good jobs, we bust our ass. We sacrifice for the money. This ain't no dropping and hooking. This is no dropping and hooking. Leave now, run fast. Do your research, move. I'm gonna make a video. I'm like CDL drivers, like just move to the right location. Let me ask some of the drivers a question, right? New drivers out there that's gonna listen to this on a replay. Florida drivers, think about this. Why do you think like sometimes you going to get your CDL and you go into these truck driving school programs? Why do you think you got to fly out to Dallas? Why do you think you got to fly to Tennessee? Why do you think you got to fly to Georgia? Why you think you got to fly there, here, everywhere? That's where the trucking, that's where the trucking thing, that's where it's at. They're giving you the clue of what you need to do. Like, how many people out there, ask yourself really this. I can use Florida, for example. I live in Florida. How many of y'all live in Tennessee and you look up a trucking school and they're actually to fly to South Beach? It's not happening. A lot of Swift trucks, they don't want to go too far south. Schneider truck don't want to go too far south. Werner don't want to go too far south. There's a lot of big companies that only send owner operators south because they don't want to lose out. They don't want their freight to get messed with. They're not wasting fuel. They don't have no loads to pick up. To a lot of big companies, it's just a waste of time and energy and money. Follow the company's blueprint. If the trucking industry is where you want to stay, follow the trucking industry blueprint. That's all I got to say to y'all. Y'all don't, yeah, it's nice to live in Florida. It'll take me less than 20 minutes to get to the beach right now. Even though actually when it comes to the mile of the beach, how much miles away is it? It's not that far. It's just dealing with the whole hassle of traffic and all of that. We can get to the beach. We can go fishing. Drive up the road to Disney World. There's so much to do, but career wise, you have to know what you want. You have to know where you're going when it comes to this industry. I'm gonna end this live by saying this, man. What I'm gonna say? I forgot what the hell I was gonna say. It be that way sometimes. But I just want to say this: all the supervisors out there that just like believe in righteousness, keep doing what y'all doing, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. Hey, y'all be easy, man. We out of here.